Hello, Ron.
Hello, sir.
What would you like to suggest to our bowlers to restrict route and create some pressure in the middle overs?
Yeah, I thought, to be honest with you, the way we bowled in the last game was exceptional. Just looking at the numbers, the high speeds, the boys are generating, the areas that we've bowled on operating was great to see. We've gone with a sort of the thinking of that we wanted to use Prasidh and Gurnoor there with that extra bounce, in that middle phase. Crucial it is to get those wickets in the middle phase, like you just mentioned. So we'll keep on working on ways and trying to find sort of how we can make those breakthroughs. But I thought Joe played exceptionally well, a classy innings there. So in terms of tomorrow, how are we going to go about it? We've got a couple of plans in place, and hopefully that will work.
It's more in a similar kind of question that Harry Brook has already said that the wicket will help to the pace bowlers in the initial stage, and the wicket will be slow in the middle. So, what do you think about our batsmen need to play? What kind of strategy they need to?
Yeah, I think for them it's just to sum up the conditions. We've seen of late that it can be a tricky surface here at Lord's, so maybe to give yourself that extra 5-10 balls just to get used to the pace of the surface is going to be important. But if you look at our top middle order, they've played a lot of cricket, they're very experienced. I think they're very well aware how to sum up the conditions and how to form partnerships, and that's going to be the key. I thought in the last game we looked pretty set to get that 280-300 mark, and unfortunately lost a couple of wickets. And as a team, we always look to push that 10% and looking for ways to get better. And we know in the 50-over game it's about partnerships, and if we can form that with bat and ball, it will be an exciting game for us tomorrow.
Recently we saw that Nitish Reddy has added some yards of pace during the IPL, and people expect a lot of medium pace, especially all-rounders, when they come to the Indian team. The speed it becomes a talking point. Is it possible to add few yards if you reach international stage, and you being the former bowler, how easy or difficult it is? Because in case of Hardik, we have seen domestic cricket, he was not out and out fast bowler, but gradually he became one of the premier fast bowlers. Is it different? How do you look at from the fast bowler's point of view?
Yeah, look, I personally sometimes get very nervous when there's unnecessary outside pressure, from the all-rounders to increase on pace. I think to do that, you need a solid training block where you condition your body to get used to that. If it's gym exercises or technical exercises that you need to do, you can't just achieve that overnight. And sometimes we're looking for quick fixes, and that's where injuries can come in. So for me, it is about the guy who comes into the squad. He's got a certain skill set, and how can we improve that, and how can we make that better? Yes, we all would like to bowl 90 miles an hour, have bounce and pace, but at the end of the day, there's a process in doing that. And if you look at our schedules and how we play cricket, guys are into IPLs, into a busy home season. So finding those windows where you can develop the strength and make technical changes sometimes is a challenge. So from a personal point of view, I sometimes kick against those sort of things. For me, there's enough skill on the Tish ball to create opportunities, and for me it's just how can we make him a more consistent bowler, in terms of areas, in terms of lines and lengths.
What kind of bowling combination is the team looking for the next match? I mean, is there a chance that Kuldeep Yadav could get a game in? Especially because, with Washington Sundar probably not there, that would leave a batsman short. Is the team ready for it? That kind of a combination?
I think as I sit here, all options are on the table. We literally arrived here now half an hour ago. So I'm pretty sure Gautam will have a look at the surface, and they probably will announce, 12 or 13 guys, and then tomorrow make the final call in terms of overhead, in terms of what we see then. But yeah, I think at the moment, all the cards are still all the players are still in line for selection for tomorrow.
And just to update, Harsh Dubey has been added to India's squad in place of Washington.
There you go.
Morne, just want to know around that, you being a South African, next year World Cup is there. Is there any kind of conversations with head coach around the preparations and the conditions, that whatever you can add, from your experience with someone like a Rohit Sharma who doesn't have a good record in South Africa playing for more than 10 years? Do you think that you can add a lot more as compared to other members of the support staff or the coaching staff to this team when it always about winning the World Cup, the 50-over World Cup, and you being a South African can help team a lot as compared to others?
I'd like to think that, living in South Africa and playing 20 years of cricket in South Africa, that my experience counts for something. Look, for us at the moment it's about playing the best brand of cricket we can at the moment. There's definitely conversations about the World Cup and planning that potentially we can take forward once we reach there or getting closer to the World Cup time. But for sure, I've learned my trade in South Africa. I understand the surfaces. I understand, that the wickets can play differently certain times of the year. And yeah, definitely I'll put that forward to the team and to the table. And from there, like I said, we'll just have to play our best cricket when it comes World Cup time.
We will have time for two more questions. Yes.
Question. There's been a lot of chatter about Rohit Sharma's form and the way he has batted in the last two games. How do you look at it, and is he ready to go, considering that India almost left 6 overs without batting in the previous game?
No, Rohit, like I said earlier, it is hard work with the new ball up front. We've seen that in the entire series. The ball is moving around, so batting up front it's not easy. No doubt Rohit will work it out. He's done it in the past. He is experienced, and he just brings that calmness to the batting lineup. So without a doubt, no worries and concerns at all with the way he's going about things.
Final one.
Lot has been said about the slope at this ground. As a bowler, what kind of challenges it creates, what kind of opportunities it gives to the bowler, and what advice you would like to give to new bowler like Brar when thinking about that? Because not only from the bowling but fielding point of view, it becomes sometimes tough.
It is a bit of a tricky one, to be honest with you, because the one thing is you can share about past experiences about the slope. You can give a lot of ideas, but also you need to be mindful. It's a day out before games. You don't want to add too much things for the bowlers to think about. I think from a bowling point of view, you can quickly get a feel once you've bowled a couple of balls what a slope is doing to the ball, what a slope is doing to your body. And then from there you just need to adapt and adjust to that. From a batting point of view, we spoke earlier that you need to give yourself maybe 5 or 10 balls just to see how the ball is behaving off the slope. So it is honestly a field where the individual needs to take the responsibility, and if you can quickly assess the conditions, can quickly assess how things flow on the field, that's going to be important. So yeah, we'll give them basic pointers later this evening about what to expect. But from there, we want to be mindful about information overload. We don't want to give them too much information about that and just confuse them.